Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I keep hearing this. This is apparently my thing. Help me, please. I don't know what to say. Okay. What? Alright. Take 547. Alright. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we're going to be doing a 1920s inspired look. I do have a murder mystery coming up, so I want to do some practice for it. I have been doing a lot of research for the look. Back then they tried to make their face as pale as possible to make their eyes really pop. It's when they started really getting into makeup and doing more daring looks with it, just because makeup started getting a better reputation. So what we're going to be doing is doing a really dark eye. Going to try and do the brows similar to what they did back then, which is just really thin, simple. So I'll just be using a pencil instead of my usual look for it. And then obviously the bright red lips that era was known for. Okay, so let's dive in. For primer, what I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. Poreless Primer. I am going to do the foundation first for this one. Really making sure to get that into the pores, especially around my nose. I am going to use a few steps in this to cheat a little bit, just because they didn't have the same makeup back then that we do today. Alright. So thankfully for the look, since I did want their faces to be pale, I'm kind of, already there. So I'm just going to be using my regular foundation. That being said, I am going to use the Studio Foundation from Smashbox. Yes, the Studio. What did I say? I'm going to be using the Studio Skin Foundation from Smashbox. That's what I was trying to say there. And then I am going to be using a brush, just because back then they didn't have beauty blenders, so we aren't going to take it too far away. Or try not to. Now I am going to be going in with a bit of a softer brush, just because I really like that soft finish from it. And as you guys can see, I definitely have some blemishes, some breakouts. I just washed my face before coming onto video, so I've got red spots coming through and all of the things that I desperately want to cover up. Then I'm just going to be doing circular motions for this, because I don't want it to look too cakey, so I want it to be really softly blended. That being said, if you're going to be doing a 1920s look, you don't really have to worry about whether or not it looks cakey. If you want to be authentic, they did wear a lot of makeup, trying to make their faces as pale as possible. I don't know what that red spot is, but it needs to go away. And then going down the neck. Alright, so I want to add a little bit lighter shade onto my face. So I'm just going to go in with my concealer, because I do use a lighter shade for that anyway. I'm just going to put it in a few extra spots. And I am, not that I would normally do this, just going to go back in with that same brush and just blend it out again. Although I am going to do some stippling effects with it this time. Alright, so I am going to go in and set this with powder, just because it's modern day makeup that I'm using and I don't want it to crease anything extra. So I'm going to go in with a really super soft brush and I'm really just going to pack that under the eyes. I am not going to wipe away the excess from under my eyes just yet, just because the shadow I'm going to be using does have some fallout, so I would like it to catch as much of this as I possibly can, just because no one ever wants to do touch-ups on their foundation. Most of the time, they don't go very well. At least in my experience. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit just like that. It's going to look really funny for a while. And also, that was the Laura Mercier translucent powder that I used. Now, I'm going to hop into the brows because they're super simple for doing this. I'm just going to be using a CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Fill and Define Pencil Crayon. That's a long name. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to be using it in 510, which is the soft brown look. This is not the product I normally use for my brows. I normally do a fairly dark, dramatic, filled in one, but back then they didn't do that. They just started plucking their brows, I believe, when they did this. So the other thing that they did, they didn't bring their brows to the typical spot, which is just like off the corner of the eye. They've actually brought it down further. So I am going to do that to try and keep it as authentic as I can while still doing all of this makeup. I'm trying not to block the camera while I'm doing this. Now this is a new product that I haven't used before. I literally just picked it up probably 45 minutes ago. Because I don't carry brow pencils really. But I figured that it would just be something simple for me to use for this tutorial. So now that the brows are filled, we're going to hop into the eyes. I'm not going to use an eyeshadow primer or anything like that because I didn't have that back then. And like I said, although I'm using a few things to do tricks, I'm going to try and keep this as authentic as I can. So I'm just going to hop into doing a kind of smoky look for this. And for the eyes, I'm probably going to zoom you guys in a little bit here too. Oh, the pale face is so real, guys. The other thing is that obviously back then contour and highlight and bronzing wasn't a thing. So we're going to have to deal with this for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go in and I'm just going to line just over top of this. And this, I mean eyelashes. I'm going to try and do this in a way that you can see what I'm doing and I can also see what I'm doing. I'm not being super exact with this because I'm actually going to blend all of this out anyway. And then I'm going to go under the eye a little bit as well. We're going to be looking like a raccoon here for a while, guys. Raccoon look complete. So I'm going to go in with just like the little smudge on this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into this little gunmetal shade that I have here. I'm just going to pack that into the crease and blend that up. And then when I am applying this, I'm just literally packing this into the crease and I'm using circular motions to blend it up a little bit. So the next color I'm going to grab is actually going to be this green from this super old Almay palette that I don't know has a name. And I'm going to pack that onto the lid. Almost stick into the black there. I want it to be dark. Let's put black all over the lid. No. I'm going to dip into this little like highlight shade, and I'm actually going to shear out the top of this. And just really lightly like blend that out. So the brush I had actually put the green onto, I'm going to take that and I'm dipping into the black. And I'm going to actually take that into the outer corner a little bit and a little tiny bit into the crease. With circular motions, I'm just kind of blending that in to darken that section out. I'm actually going to take another little brush like this. It's literally called an eye shader. I don't know the names of brushes, guys, so bear with me. And I'm going to go back into that gunmetal and I'm going to actually put that right under the eye as well. And then, personal preference, I am going to go back in and do a little bit more liner because I really want that to be accented around the lashes. I'm also going to put that right onto my waterline. And then I'm going to go back with this little brush here and I'm going to grab the black and I'm going to put that right on top of the liner and just kind of smudge that again. But that's just going to help blend it with the green but not make it look too much like you have just like a straight line there. Or a jagged line in my case, but here we are. Okay. So, nice, really like dark eye look there. pretty well exactly what we want for this. So they really used to like to accent their lashes, so which is another reason why I had gone back in, just to really darken up that lash line. So I'm going to curl my lashes, I'm going to put mascara on, and quite honestly, depending on how this turns out, I'm probably going to cheat and put on some fake lashes anyway. Alright, like that. And then I'm going to go in with the Damn Girl Too Faced mascara. Alright, so yeah, just go under your eyes with that big fluffy brush again. Knock away any of the powder that may have been there. Alright, so like I said, I am going to go in, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to put the lashes on, zoom the camera back out, and then we'll finish up the rest of the face. So back, finished up with the lashes. I had gone in with the Ardell Professional 3D Faux Mink ones. So all that's left, we're going to go into the cheeks using a very like light pink kind of color. I'm going to go in with this brightest one here because that's a color that they did use pretty frequently. I am going to go in with a bigger brush for it. Just this one here. Since I didn't use contour or highlight or anything of the sort, basically all they did was add a little bit of blush to their face, which they did in a circular motion opposed to doing in the line that we basically all do now. So all I'm doing is literally circular motions, coming a little bit forward and a little bit back. I'm not trying to bring it too far out to my cheekbone. I mean, I am a little bit just because personal preference. So that's pretty well going to do it for like the face. Back then what they used to do for lips, obviously it was like the bright like reds and things like that. So that is what I'm going to do for the lip, but they really like to accent the Cupid's bow for it because I'm pretty sure it was like the actresses that really made that comment, but that's what I'm going to go in and try and do. Now I don't think they really lined their lips, but I am going to go in and give myself a base outline of what I want to do for this first. And all I'm trying to do here is just create like this little X that'll give me a base for going in for the Cupid's bow. There's my lip brush right there. Let's actually, instead of doing the liquid lip, let's just go in with this, because I feel like this is just going to go easier for me. Okay guys, so this is going to be it for the video. This is the completed look, even though my hair is, you know, a complete another disaster. It doesn't want to do anything. For the party, I'm going to try and do finger waves, hopefully. Anything but what's going on right now. Alright, so that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys do recreate this look, tag me in it. I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any of those. If you want to do a video of recreating it, definitely send it. Respond to this video rather. I think that's what you do on YouTube. Just let me know if you actually do a 1920s look. My... Whoa. Oh my god. I haven't touched this boa until now, guys, and holy crap. Like, what? I don't know if I'm gonna wear this. Might be looking for something else. Okay. Whoa. Anyway, so here's that. I have that on my forehead now, because I didn't know. Okay. So yeah. Now we know feather boas bleed. here we are.